Mystic River Falls is an incredible water ride at Silver Dollar City. This is a modern take on the River Rapids ride. You have all sorts of soaking elements and a unique finale. There's a rotating elevator lift and the largest drop on a rapids ride in the world. Do all these elements make this the world's best rapids ride? Find out in this review of Mystic River Falls. River rapids rides have been around since 1980. These rides simulated whitewater rafting. The earliest versions were built by Intamin. Silver Dollar City got one of the first ones not built by Intamin. In 1985, Barr Engineering built Lost River of the Ozarks. This was a scenic adventure. There was lots of shrubbery and 2 tunnels. Then it was a total soak or 2. There were a handful of drenching rapids and even a waterfall. But due to its age, Lost River of the Ozarks was retired after the 2018 season. It was quickly removed, the site was cleared, and work began on a new rapids ride in its place. This one would be far larger and more technologically advanced. Mystic River Falls would open in 2020 for the park's 60th birthday. This would be one of the park's most expensive additions ever, with the ride alone costing $23 million. Mystic River Falls was a collaborative project between Barr Engineering, RES Switzerland, and the park itself, and it would be a record breaker too. The 45-foot or 14-meter tall drop at the end would be the tallest of any rapids ride. This beat the previous record holders of River Quest at Phantasialand and Infinity Falls at SeaWorld Orlando. And that drop is on full display for everyone to see. It pierces through a tower. In general, this ride's presentation is top-notch. Silver Dollar City spared no expense with this ride. Mystic River Falls is the anchor of the brand new Rivertown area, and almost the full layout is on display. There are seats in the barbecue restaurant mere feet from the trough. The course is extremely well landscaped. Despite being a new ride, there's a ton of greenery already present. Then there's a ton of great rock work all about, including the ride's entry sign. There, you'll also find a full-fledged waterfall. There's also plenty of theming too. The ride is themed to the Mystic River Expeditions Touring Company. The queue takes past boating equipment, camping gear, and all sorts of maps. This theme was inspired by the park's very own Marvel Cave. If you're unaware about this park's history, there quite literally is a giant cave right below the park. This underground cavern is home to the Mystic River Passage, so it's really nice to see Silver Dollar City theme an entire attraction as something so ingrained in their history. And it's a good thing there's plenty to see in the queue line because this routinely is the longest line in the park ever since it opened. The line typically exceeds an hour, especially if you visit in the warmer summer months. 4 important touring notes with this ride. 1. This ride operates from March through October. It does not run during the park's Christmas event though. 2. This is the most unreliable attraction in the park. Several breakdowns require evacuations and a complete draining. This can cause the ride to go down for hours at a time. 3. The park will close this line early so the last boat returns right at park close. So even if it has no wait, the queue will typically close at least 15 minutes prior to the park. And if it still has a crowd, expect the line to close even sooner. 4. The park will allow individual parties to occupy their own boat when the ride's line is short. But once it builds up, they will fill the boats entirely to keep the line moving. This can make the rafts cramped, and you will get far wetter. So what is the best way to experience this attraction? Without a doubt, the best approach is to head here immediately after the park opens. Because it's quite a ways back from the main entrance, it should be a total walk-on if you go here first. You can also ride with just your family, and you can get on early just in case it breaks down. Alternatively, you can ride this one late in the day. Not many people want to get soaked at the end of the night, but it sure beats waiting in a long queue, at least in my opinion. And the ride has some nice multicolored lights once the sun goes down. If you do visit on a busy day, Mystic River Falls is thankfully included in the park's Trailblazer Skip the Line Pass. This is an extra charge though. This rapids ride has very good capacity for the genre. The ride utilizes a continuously moving load platform to keep dispatches steady. The park will have to stop it if people don't store their loose articles in the cubbies fast enough, but it does give people a sense of urgency. Riders are then restrained by just a seatbelt. The ride has 18 rafts in total, and many of those are on the course at once. Each boat holds a max of 8 riders. There are 2 sections of 4. The wettest seats are on the edge. Especially if you have a full raft, it is likely that giant waves will come over the side and drench your shoes. And a note on your shoes, the park is very strict about riders having to keep their feet on the floor for the whole experience. There are a series of manned watchtowers, and they will call out guests who lift their feet into the air, so it's prudent on this one to wear sandals or cover your sneakers in something like bags. That is because this is a rapids ride that specializes in getting your lower half wet, specifically your shoes. Only a few elements will actually get your upper half wet. Once everyone is secured, the moving load platform leads directly into a set of rollers angled downwards. If you have a small group, your boat may get stuck here, so you may have to wiggle. We had to do this on one of our rides. Minimally loaded boats will get a light splash at the bottom, but if you have a full boat, whoever went down backwards will have a sheet of water go right over the net and right onto their backs. You then slowly float past the boat repair shed, and then you go up a conveyor belt lift hill. It's extremely slow. You have a waterfall to your side, and the climactic final plunge above your head. Once at the top, you pass a billboard for the tour company, and then you dip down to the water. It's immediately apparent the rapids in this one are much bigger than usual. A normal rapid on Mystic River is the size of one that serves as the finale in most others. The first 2 are not too bad in a lightly loaded boat, but if you have a full raft, expect full waves to come over the side. Seeing the reactions of others who are not expecting waves that large is priceless. You then dip downwards and pick up a considerable head of steam. You are flying through the waterway at this point. You see what looks like a big rapid up ahead, but it's sort of a fake out. Instead, you go right over it and have another dip, and then you continue zooming forwards. Then you hit a sizable rapid that will send a large wall of water into the boat. You then round a water tower, and the backside is a thin waterfall. It'll hit a few lucky riders, but you can usually avoid a direct hit if you lean forwards. You then approach the smokehouse, but not before passing a few more large rapids. As with the others, they will get your lower half drenched with a full boat. You then pass a small waterfall that's just for scenery. You then have a few more rapids. The one at the very end of the restaurant is an absolute soaker even if you have an empty raft. You then turn a corner and have 3 rapids back to back to back. With a heavy raft, whoever's going backwards will get absolutely drenched here. You then float inside a calm tunnel. There are no water features in there, so it is a chance to catch your breath. When you emerge, you have a conveyor belt lift that leads in the ride's iconic elevator lift. This is a really neat feature. Boats inch onto a platform and come to a stop. A safety bar then lowers to the side. Then the elevator rotates 90 degrees sideways, and then you're hoisted up the 8.5-story tall tower. At the top, the tower rotates another 90 degrees to line up with the trough. Once the boat behind you is in position, the safety bar raises. You are then lowered into the unique water slide-like section. You have a 270-degree downwards corkscrew. You build up a considerable amount of speed, and you actually get some notable laterals here, and they intensify towards the end. You see, there's a little slowdown before the drop that'll throw your body sideways from the deceleration. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but I like how wild it is. But you still have more speed than usual for a rapids ride into the drop, and that 4.5-story plunge is quite good. It's not super steep, but the raft will sort of bounce into it. Then it goes through that aforementioned building, and whoever went down backwards is about to face a biblical flood. The final splash is ginormous. It is taller than the raft itself, and it will come right over your head. It is the wettest part of the ride by far. And if that's not wet enough, you have one more opportunity to get wet if people are feeling charitable. The final turn passes a series of water cannons. These were broken during my visit, but I had friends visit in the summer months who said these were the wettest part of the ride. You then have one last conveyor belt lift back into the station, ending the 2,100-foot or 640-meter long experience. This is an incredibly long rapids ride. The park advertises it as a 5.5-minute long adventure, but the experience is actually closer to 8 or 9 minutes when you factor in the final lift hill and the moving station. In terms of pacing, this is pretty much top tier for a rapids ride. The waterways have great visuals, and they're action-packed too because of those large rapids. Then there are a few lulls, namely on the tunnel and series of lifts, but the main parts are darn near perfect for this type of ride. So what would I rate Mystic River Falls? I would give this rapids ride a 10 out of 10. This is a world-class water ride. It does everything well. You have fantastic visuals, both in terms of landscaping and theming. Then the ride has so many soaking rapids, especially if you're riding in a full raft. And the finale is quite unique with that corkscrew element and the record-breaking plunge. You will likely come off quite wet if you ride in a small group, but you're almost guaranteed to get soaked in a full raft. This ride is super refreshing on a hot summer day, and it's a must even if it's cold out. Just know your entire lower half will likely get drenched. Is this the best rapids ride out there? It is certainly up there. I think I prefer Popeye and Bluto to Islands of Adventure because it's a guaranteed soaker, no matter how many people are riding with you. But I would take this one over some of the crazy Hafima rapids I've experienced overseas, such as the famous River Quest. If you're familiar with the aforementioned Infinity Falls, Mystic River Falls feels like a better version of that ride, and Infinity Falls was one of the best rapids rides to begin with. Mystic River basically takes all the elements that ride does and makes them even better. So those are my thoughts on Mystic River Falls at Silver Dollar City. What are your thoughts on this rapids ride? Is it one of your favorites as well? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.